Ah, yes, Roblox Forsaken, a killers versus survivors type of game. As you all know in Forsaken, there's a total of 4 killers, and today I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best, since if I put them in a tier list, they'd all be an S tier. But anyways, all the killers are pretty balanced, I'd say. Also, just remember that this is my opinion. Don't execute me on top of the Statue of Liberty if your favorite killer isn't at number 1. With that said, let's get to the first one. Number 4 is going to be John Doe. His stats are pretty alright with 27 sprint and 9 regular speed, making him relatively fast. But the biggest thing that pulls John Doe this far down on the list is that he's very weak in a chase, only really being able to use his first ability, Slash, that deals a pretty good 28 damage. But you might be thinking, but Takaeder, that's really good damage for an M1. And yes, you're right, but the range on this attack is absolutely pathetic. Unlike any of the other killers, John Doe has really no way of directly slowing down survivors or really rushing in any way. The most annoying and frustrating thing is definitely when you cannot hit a single slash for the love of God. His next ability, Corrupt Energy, creates a huge line of spikes which you can manually control the direction of. Now this ability is pretty cool, being able to do stuff like blocking off exits from a survivor, completely trapping them. This ability should never really be used for damage since all it's supposed to is serve as a barrier for survivors for a solid 14 seconds. Each spike deals 12 damage. His next ability, Digital Footprint, leave behind a trap that if a survivor walks into it, they will be inflicted with Corrupted 1 and Slowness 2 for 10 seconds, while John Doe will gain Speed 1 for 10 seconds. And the survivor's aura will also be revealed, and you can have a max of 3 traps. This ability is decent, but also pretty bad. You have to be very strategic about where you place your traps, since most of the times the survivors are either going to be avoiding it, or there's going to be an 07 to trigger it with their clone. A lot of the times, when a survivor steps on it, they'll most likely just be too far away to go for, and using this ability in a chase is the stupidest thing you could do. The last ability is 404 Error. This ability just reveals all the survivor's aura. Nothing much to say about that. But unfortunately, as you can see, none of these abilities are too useful in a chase. And with the pathetic range, the M1 John Doe has to stay here at number 4. Number 3 is going to be Jason. Jason is the first and free killer you unlock. Jason is definitely one of the best killers in the game, and most commonly used in Forsaken. Like John Doe, Jason also cannot catch up to survivors very easily or slow them down. But his abilities just do way too much damage to not put him here. His first ability, Slash, is pretty decent, dealing 20 damage while also inflicting Bleeding 1 for 5 seconds. Jason is also the fastest killer in the game, tied with Cool Kid, making this ability really easy to land. His next ability is Behead, a stronger and larger attack that also gives you a tiny lunge if used while sprinting. This ability also inflicts Helpless for 14 seconds to survivor hit and does 20 damage. This is extremely useful, especially against guests and Shedlitskis, since a Shedlitski can't use their sword and the guest can't block. Now the third ability, Gashing Wound, is way too damn overpowered. It does a whopping 50 total damage, almost being enough to one-shot an Elliot. It's insanely hard to catch someone with this in a chase, but the best strat is just to use it when someone is doing a generator, since Jason's terror radius is smaller than other killers thanks to his passive. Despite the long cooldown and difficulty to hit, this ability is basically a free kill. Moving on to his last ability, Raging Pace. This ability causes Jason to get Angie and reveals the aura of a single survivor. This ability also super buffs all the other abilities mentioned. Jason is definitely the damage beast of the game, and thus landing him a solid spot that was very close to second. Number 2 is Cool Kid, my main, a very close second place. Cool Kid is an overall very versatile killer. The only thing preventing him from the oh-so-glorious number 1 is definitely his lack of aura revealing. Cool Kid has no way of finding survivors other than his pizza bots, which can be very annoying at times. Cool Kid's abilities are overall really good, with a very solid rush, a projectile, and all with a quick cooldown. His first ability, Punch, is his M1 that deals a very solid 26.5 damage. His second ability, Corrupt Nature, is not as good as his others, only doing 15 damage and inflicting slowness 1 for 4 seconds to the survivor hit, though this ability can hit multiple people at once. His third ability, Walk Speed Override, is one of, if not the best ability in the entire game. It's a very quick rush that deals 25 damage and apply Burning 1 for 6 seconds for a total of 40 damage. This ability is so good, though best used when up close to a survivor, since it's kind of hard to hit, and you will be punished for missing it. His final ability, Pizza Delivery, summons 2 pizza delivery bots. They automatically seek out the closest survivors, dealing 15 damage on contact while disappearing and applying Burning 1 and Slowness 3 for 3 seconds, alongside revealing the survivor's aura to Cool Kid for 15 seconds. Unfortunately, this is Cool Kid's only way of locating survivors, which is pretty annoying, thus landing him a spot here at number 2. At number 1 is, well, someone you all probably expected. 1x aka 1x1, aka 1x4, aka 1x4. 1x4 is way too overpowered right now. He has so many abilities, long range, and insane damage. 1x4 is the only killer who is just that unfair. 1x4 might be the slowest killer, but guess what? That does not fucking matter, even a bit. Let's start off with his M1 slash, which is, well, just a slash. 1x4 swings are soared in front of them, dealing 20 damage and inflicting Glitch 1 and Poison 1 for 5 seconds each. This ability is alright. I mean, it is just an M1, it isn't supposed to be too overpowered. Oh wait, it inflicts poison. This is already unfair. Mass Infection. His next ability is, in my opinion, one of the most unfair abilities in the game. The amount of damage it deals as a ranged attack is absolutely insane, dealing a whopping 35 damage, and applies Glitched 1 and Poison 1 for 5 seconds. That's insane. Oh, and it gets even more unfair, because if you hit this move up close, it's going to deal the same amount of damage, but it will apply Poison 5 and Glitch 3 for 3 seconds. That is way too busted, but just you wait. It gets even more unfair with his second ability, Entanglement. This is another ranged attack. This one only does 10 damage, but stuns the survivor. The survivor will have to do a mini-game to get free from the stun. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, it also inflicts Helpless for 10 seconds, and 1x4 gains Speed 2 for 3 seconds upon hitting this ability. His fourth ability, Unstable Eye, lets you rip out your own eye and go blind. Okay, but seriously, when used, all survivor auras will be revealed. You will gain Blindness 3 for 6.5 seconds, as well as Speed 1 for the same duration. His fifth and final ability, Rejuvenate the Rotten, summons minions for each player killed at the spots they died. These minions will chase any survivor within a 50-stud radius of them, though these minions deal a pathetic 14 damage. But trust me, this ability is busted, because you can kill these minions for Speed 1. Oh, and did I mention that you can stack this speed all the way up to Speed 3? That is way too busted, thus unfairly landing him a spot at number 1.